All right, so today's story, the last one that I'm gleaning here from Rabbi Yoel's Shabbos statement. So Rabbi Yoel is saying like this, that the Fidige Rebbe writes to me, it's a familiar thing, but I want to hear Rabbi Yoel's word and the word of the Fidige Rebbe. Because the Rebbe expressed this by dollars, the sentiment I want to share with you on occasion. So the Fidige Rebbe writes in a letter like this about the Tzaros of Chassidim. He says that they write only the Tzaros. They don't write when it gets better. And in his letter, the Fidige Rebbe says like this, Halei gam heim avos lebon. They are also fathers to children. And therefore, they should understand that a father wants to hear nachas, not just the tzaddis. Moishe, can you hit the number 6 on the phone, please? Someone's trying to get in. He writes to the Chassidim that you're also fathers. You should understand this. So Rabbi Yoel's comment. Where did the thing, friends? So Rabbi Yoel says, it's not like we think that a Rebbe is like a father. It's a father like a Rebbe. At first, you're also parents who should appreciate this. He's putting, in other words, the Rebbe is putting the father, Rebbe, you also have this, putting that as his, that's what I am. And you also understand. He's saying that the Rebbe's love for us, the parent similar also loves his child. The Rebbe's love is even greater. The other goes on to say, the famous teaching, the Baal Shem Tov, the Eibishter loves every year like an only child, born in the later years, etc. It's a love that, likewise by the Rabbi, he goes on to say, Rabbi also known to us, and maybe all experience, all of us this in the very immediately without delay. Everybody says the same thing. Chiddush and dollars, wherever it was, you felt it. Nobody in the world but this, Rebbe's only child. Your problem is his problem. I told the story with me, I'm telling the story now, that my first yechidus, I told you the story, just an excerpt of the story, not the whole story. I had 2 yechidus, one as a bacher and one as a chas and kali. They both, without going to whole arichas, as a bacher, so when they told us, first of all, not to ask any questions in yechidus, why everything before, so we tov shalom medvav, it's a huge crowd. So I'm writing my letter a few days before, and I've debated for a long time, but yes, to write the dogma or just to write the problem. Every second is precious. Just write the point. After a long time, I said, for example, I wrote the example. I've labored over the letter should be as precise as possible. Goes without saying, as honest as one could possibly be. When I came with Yechidus, the fact was my letter wasn't there. The way it looked was the letters were staggered. I never had a little that you pull out of a desk, a little drawer, and the letters were staggered by the maskiras, according to the people going into Yechidus. And he would just take the first glance at it, having read it on his own time. You could answer immediately, having to read it now. There's 2 miles in writing. You're much more succinct if you write it. But Deborah can read the letters before. If he did or not, I don't know, but that was, my letter is not there. You know, my brother's opening this is, by the way, more things happen. This is all like into it. Rona's opening the door, it should be 15, 20 seconds, a bacher, hadn't even really begun yet. And you remember he took the letters, like a stack of cards, not there. Puts it down. Remember, looks at me and he says, I'll call upon him at any rate, and again, that's what the schreibst. And guess what? There were quotes. This, the example. The example. Not just a general problem, but the example. So good. And they've answered me. So it's not, if someone would say, no, the Ruach HaKodesh, there was a Navi, he read There was a Novi in Ruach HaKodesh, but that's not what happened. He read it and he remembered. It was my problem. I forgot it. Not them. But he didn't. It's your problem, it's his problem. More than it's your problem. That's what we're talking about here in this story. Okay, friends, have a wonderful day.